How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to an episode here on Let's Build Twitter. As always, I'm Ethan, or unknown coder, your favorite unqualified senior software engineer. As always, if you guys want access to a private repository, there's a link in the description down below that'll walk you through exactly how to gain access to that. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and hop into what we're working on today. Today, we're going to go ahead and continue working on our following, followers, and so on page. Specifically, we're going to go ahead and turn this text into individual cards that'll go ahead and show all the user information and then kind of see where we go from there. I think originally we had a little bit more planned than just doing the cards this episode, but things have changed. We also might want to go ahead and look into why our bars and stuff aren't showing up in here. Maybe I forgot to import the CSS or something. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the code and get to work here. So it does look like we did in fact import the CSS. I don't know why in the world our sidebars aren't showing up, so I'll take a look at that a little bit later and figure out what's going on there. For now, let's just go ahead and work on the code. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Explorer, go into our profile components, and we're going to go ahead and make a profile follow card slash profile follow card.tsx, and then go ahead and make a profile follow card.css, and let's go ahead and hop into TSX. So this component shouldn't be too crazy, I don't think. We'll see here. So let's go ahead and first import React from React. Let's also go ahead and import our // and then profile follow card.css, excuse me. Let's go ahead and export const, and this will be profile follow card, which is a react.fc, and then this is going to go ahead and take in a user of type user. This would be the user that is like following or follower, and then display more, which is a boolean. Then let's go ahead and set this up. Let's go ahead and break this apart. We'll have our user and display more. And then let's go ahead and create our arrow function. So for the time being, let's just go ahead and return something so it doesn't yell at us. Div the class name equal to, and this will be profile dash follow dash card, and then close that guy. And then we have some state to set up. So first we'll go ahead and grab const logged in and also our token. And this will be equal to use selector, and then we'll say state root state, go and import that, and then return state.user. We're also going to go ahead and have const and then profile following is equal to use selector, and this will be state root state, and then this one we'll get from state.profile, and then we're going to have const logged in following list is equal to use selector, and this is going to be state root state, and then here we're going to go ahead and have state.user.following. We did this one separately because I wanted to name it something specific. We're going to go ahead and say logged and follower list is equal to use selector once again for state root state, and then here we'll have state.user.followers. And then we're going to go ahead and have const and then logged in user, or logged in follows user, and set logged, maybe if I could type that'd be cool, logged in follows user equal to use state. Let's go ahead and bring in use state, and this will be a boolean. And then go ahead and set this to false to start. Then we're going to go ahead and have const, and then this one is going to be profile user follows, and then logged in, and set profile user maybe, and then oh my goodness, follows logged in is going to be equal to use state as well, and this will be a boolean, and we'll have false in there. And then finally we're going to go ahead and have const and then display follow display, and then follow, and set display follow, which will equal to use state of a boolean. And once again we'll start this out as false, and then finally we'll have const more horizontal color, maybe I can't type, and then set more horizontal color equal to use state. This is going to be a string, And then here for the time being, we'll pound 657786, and that will get changed as we go. So that's fine. Let's go and import our user, and then that will be our state setup. We need to go ahead and set up a use effect to set all this information yet. So let's go ahead and set up a use effect like so. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Inside of a use effect, we're going to watch for logged in, which will be undefined, so that's fine. Logged in follower list, so, or following list. This one, I don't know if we'll actually reset anything, and then user. So we're going to go ahead and say if logged in and if our logged in following list, and we have a user. So we have all this information. We're going to say set logged in and then follows user. Go ahead and set up an arrow function. I don't know where that came from. And logged in follows user. There we go. Set up our arrow function. And then here we're going to return logged in following list.sum. Pass in a u. Go ahead and say u.username is equal to user.username. Okay. We'll also go ahead and say set. And then this one is going to be profile user follows logged in. Once again, set up an arrow function, and here we're going to return check following from our user service, and then logged in following list, and then we'll go ahead and have our user. And then finally, we're going to say set display follow, and then here we'll have a arrow function once again, and we'll say return logged in dot user ID not equal to user.user ID. So that is all that stuff set up. Now we have the fun part of going through and setting up our profile card, which is going to be a little bit messy. It's going to be a little bit bigger than I remembered, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and start out with a profile picture component. Inside of our profile picture component, let me clean this up. Inside of here, we'll go ahead and have user equal to user. We'll have size equal to, and then this is going to be 40. Okay. Below our profile picture of a div, the class name equal to, and this is going to be profile user, and then actually it's not profile user, just profile follow dash maybe dash card dash right. Inside the right side of our follow card, we're going to have another div, class name equal to profile dash follow dash card dash right dash top. Inside of our top right, we're going to have another div with a class name equal to profile dash follow dash card, and then this one is going to be user information. Okay, inside of our user information, we're going to have another div, class name equal to profile follow dash card, and then our user dash nick name. Inside our nickname div, we're going to have a post username. Inside this, author is going to be equal to our user, and then we're going to have a repost equal to false. So this was originally used on a post or something, but we're going to use it in here. Then we're going to go ahead and have user.verified account, and then if this is a verified account, we'll have the verified icon. So this is going to be from Material UI sx equal to, and then let's go ahead and clean this up. Let's also go ahead and close this so we don't break anything. Inside of our sx, we're going to have color, which will be pound, and then 1d a1 and f2. So that's going to be our Twitter blue. We're going to go ahead and have a width of 17 px, and we're going to go ahead and have a height of 17 px. So all of this should be closed off, so that should be good. And then we're also going to go ahead and have user.organization, organization, and then in here, we're going to go ahead and have an img. And then in here, we'll have a class name equal to profile dash follow. And here, for some reason, I have profile user dash information org. Maybe I'll rename this to profile follow card user org instead, because that makes more sense. Now watch me not remember to actually change this. src is going to be user.organization.image URL, and then our alt is going to equal to backtick $, curly brace, user.username, apostrophe S, organization. I think that's all we need for this. And the image URL should be all uppercase. Let's go ahead and fix that image URL. And then obviously that should be an E like that. User.username. Now it's fine. Okay, so that should be that. Then we're going to go ahead and go outside this div. And then we're going to have a div class name equal to profile dash follow dash user name. And then inside here, we're going to have at, and then curly braces, user.username. And then we're going to go ahead and have profile user follows logged in. And then here, we're going to have another div. Whoops, maybe another div with a class name equal to profile dash follow, and then dash card dash user dash follows dash you. Whoops, that's not you, and then in here, we'll just say follows you. Okay, so that should be our user information. So now we need to go ahead and come out of here. Let's see. So this is our user information. And then let me see what's going on here. So we have our user information. And then below here, we're going to go ahead and have our button group, I believe. So I have a div class name equal to. And if this is slightly wrong, I'll go through and like move this to where it needs to be. So this would be profile dash follow card follow button maybe dash group. Inside of here, we're going to go ahead and have display and then follow, and then we'll have a profile follow button. Inside, username will equal to user.username, and then we'll have following equal to logged in follows user. Okay, so that is that, except I closed this in the wrong spot. Let's make sure we close that in the correct spot so I'm not trying to figure out what's broken. And then we're gonna go ahead and have display more, and then here we'll have a div class name equal to, and then profile dash follow dash card dash follow more. And this one's pretty big, so I'm going to go ahead and do one of these. So now we're going to go ahead and on mouse enter equal to, and here we're going to go ahead and say set more horizontal color. And if this is the case, we're going to say RGB and then 29, comma 161, comma, and then 242. And I actually don't have commas inside of my code, but I'm pretty sure we want the commas, so I'm going to go ahead and keep them. On mouse leave, we're going to do the same thing. So here, let's go ahead and say set more horizontal color. But this one's going to go back to #657786, like so. And then finally, we're going to have an on click, which is going to be equal to, and then here the on click will be set display pop up, which I don't think we ever set because I'm not seeing it show up there. Maybe we did. Have our div here. Let's clean this up. And then here we'll have a more horizontal SX equal to, and then here I copy pasted this from somewhere else, I think, because we have font size equal to 18px. And then we'll have a color, which is going to be more horizontal, and then color. Go ahead and close that, and then let's see what's broken here. So more horizontal is fine, but I don't think we ever set a display pop-up. Let's see here. There's display follow. So I don't know how I missed display pop-up. Yeah, I don't even see display pop-up in our list here. So let's go ahead and set up a const and then display pop-up and set display pop-up, pop-up equal to use state, and this will be a Boolean of false. And it seems like we don't even actually on click we just set the true. Now it's fine. This is all good. So I must have just straight up forgot that somehow. Okay, so now from here we kind of had to figure out we need to go outside of this div and then outside of this div, and I think we come down here and we're gonna have a div with a class name equal to profile dash follow and then card user bio. And then inside here, we're going to go ahead and have a convert. And this is post content elements content. And I don't know if I'm spelling something wrong. And then to profile elements. I might have spelled something wrong. We'll see. User.bio, and go ahead and set this to bio. And then let's see if we can import this really quick. And I must have spelled something wrong. Let's go into our emoji utils, because I've definitely used this somewhere. So let's just scroll down to where we exported this. I remember using this previously in a different episode, so there's no way we don't have it. Okay, there's that. There's that. Yes, it's right here. I must have named it something slightly different on accident. Let's hop back into that profile follow card. Okay, let's just go ahead and paste this in over this guy. I think the name is definitely longer. Then we can go ahead and import it. There we go. Okay, and then it seems like outside this, there should be 2 more divs, which we have. So I think we might have gotten all of the divs in the correct locations, but we're not going to know until we actually style everything up. So now let's go back into our profile follow page, or our following and followers page, and put our profile follow card so we can see what's going on here. So basically what we need to go ahead and do is all the place where we see follower card, we need to go ahead and replace this. So we're going to go ahead and put in a profile follow card, maybe. And then here we'll have user equal to user. And then for display more, we're going to display more equal to, and we're going to say logged in, logged in, question mark, and then maybe user ID is equal to profile user ID. And we need to basically go through and do this for all of these. So let me go ahead and grab this. Let me go ahead and do this and copy this guy. So next we're going to come down to the next one. So let's go ahead and do this. Go and paste that guy in, and this one's going to be the same. We're going to have, and actually this first one is just supposed to be false. So let me go ahead and fix this. Some of these are different. I just not realized. So this one is going to be false by default. This one will keep as this. Let me go ahead and copy this one again. And then for the followers, we will also go ahead and do the same thing. Go ahead and paste that guy in. And then let's go ahead and copy this again, because whenever we paste it, for whatever reason, grabs the other thing. And then here, this one is going to be false. So let me go ahead and put in false here. And I believe that is everything. So that is everything. Right now, it's not going to look good, but we can take a look if we want to. And also, I'd love to know why our right and left aren't working. I'm going to look at the follower page CSS one more time. So we have border right, border left with 100%. So I'm not sure why this is not showing up. Let's just see if we spelled the CSS improperly or something, because this looks like this is fine. So let's see here, following follower page. Let's just make sure we spelled this right. Let's go ahead and copy this, go back to the CSS, and then let's go ahead and paste this in here just to see. Yes, I spelled something improperly. Let's go into the front end and just see how much of a mess it looks like right now. So you can see we have all of this stuff. See, this is our followings. So this is the people that we are following. So we are actually, for some reason, not getting ourselves out of here. I thought we had fixed that, but I guess not. We'll have to take a look at that. No verified followers. We need to take a look into why we're getting ourselves back here. This might be a backend issue. It might be a front end. I'm not sure. But for now, let's just go ahead and get this styled up. I'll debug this in between episodes or something, because we're already starting to get a little bit long. And after the CSS, I'm not sure if we're going to do much more on this. We might just go ahead and call it getting the follower and following page looking nice. So that being said, let's hop in the code and get to work here. So let's hop into the profile follow card CSS. Let's go ahead and start out with .profile follow card. And here we'll go ahead and set up a 100% width. And I didn't even notice if there's sidebars or not. Height will be fit content, and then we'll have a padding of 12px 16px. We're going to go ahead and have a display flex, and then we'll have a justify content in the flex start, and we'll have an align items in the flex start. And finally, we'll have a column gap on this guy of about 4px. Next, we'll have a profile follow card, and this one is going to be right. All of this is going to be a width of 100% to make sure we take up all of the space. Next, we'll have a profile follow card right top. Here I have a width, of 100%. We're going to go ahead and have a height of fit content. And then we're going to have a display of flex and a justify content of space between. And then finally, we have an align items. And this will be flex dash start. Next, we'll go ahead and have dot profile dash follow dash card, and then this will be user dash nickname. Inside of our nickname, we'll have a display of flex, and then we'll have a justify content in the flex dash start, and we will have an align items in the center. Whoops. And finally, we'll have a gap of about 4px. Next, we'll go ahead and set up a profile dash follow card, and then dash user dash username. And here we'll have a margin of 0, of a padding of 0, and we'll have a display of flex, of a justify content in the flex maybe dash start. We'll have an align dash items in the center maybe, and then we'll go ahead and have a gap of about 4px once again, and a font dash size of 15px, with font dash weight of about 400. We'll have a color of pound 657786, our dark gray color. Then we'll have a dot profile dash follow card dash user dash follows dash u. And here I have a width of fit dash content, of a height of fit dash content, and then we'll go ahead and have a padding of 4px around the entire thing. We'll have background dash color of our light gray color, so pound E1 and then E8 ED, and we will have a font dash size of 11px. We'll go ahead and have a font dash weight, font weight of 500, and then a border dash radius of about 4px, very subtle, and then a color of pound 657786. So that is our profile follow card follows you. We'll have our dot profile dash follow dash card, and then this one will be follow dash more. And okay, I think that's fine. Follow dash more. And maybe we were reusing CSS from somewhere else, because I'm not seeing the org here, so we might need to go back and rename that. But anyway, this will be width of 34px. We're gonna have a height of 34px. We're gonna have a display of flex. We're gonna have a position of relative, because we're gonna have a pop-up that goes there. We're gonna justify dash content in the center. We'll align items in the center. And we're going to have a border of none. We'll have a border dash radius of 100%. And then we'll have a dot profile, maybe. Profile dash follow card dash follow dash more, and then hover. And here we'll go ahead and have a cursor, a pointer, and we'll go ahead and have a background dash color of RGBA. 0, 0, 0, and this will be 0.2. Actually, I'm incorrect. It's not going to be 0. It's going to be 29, 161, 242, 0.2. So actually, I was wrong. And then finally, profile dash follow dash card user bio. And here I have a width 100% and a height of fit dash content. Okay, so we either definitely stole some stuff, because I did not see an organization in here. Also, I forgot to do the button group. So above the follow more, let's go and say dot profile dash follow card follow, and then button dash group. I forgot this guy. So here we'll have a display of flex. We'll justify content in the flex dash start. We will align items in the center. I'll have a gap of 4px. Let's go ahead and take another look at our organization again, because it's not going to be styled right now. So let's go back in there. So the organization is named differently. I don't love that. I think I end up like reusing some CSS from somewhere. I'm not sure. But this is going to be profile dash user information dash org. I don't know why. I must have copy pasted this from user information and then didn't redo it because it was just working. But let's see how much of a mess we have here and then see what we have to fix. And then I might also need to look into why I'm showing up in my own following list, but that will be maybe an issue for another episode. But for now, let's just go ahead and shield our eyes and hope that this is not just completely broken. Okay, so it doesn't look horrible. There is a couple issues. So follows you, I don't think Rick follows me. So follows you is incorrect, being set incorrectly here, because followers should have all follows you here. And then also follows you should be beside at Rick Sanchez, I believe. So there's a couple things that we have broken here. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what follows you is going on here. And also let's see, display more is working in there, so that's fine. Cool. So let's go ahead and see why follows you showing up incorrectly. Okay, that should technically be correct here. So our profile follow user username, I believe, is incorrect. Let's just go ahead and copy this and go back to the CSS and at least fix that. So let's see here, profile, I think I might have typoed something here. Yes. Okay, so let's just see if that fixes it. I don't know why the logic isn't working. So that looks a lot better. Now Rick, the problem is Rick is not actually following me. So we go into, we have 4 following, we're following 4 people and we have 2 followers. So followers, both of these should show follows you and none of these should show follows me other than like Mort Dog. So I'm not sure what's wrong with the logic there. I might need to do some debugging because this one says also that I'm not following. Actually, never mind. These people following me. That's right. That's fine. So that is fine. Following, these are all fine. I shouldn't be seeing my stuff here. So I'm going to need to go ahead and debug that. And also, I don't know why follows you is showing up there. I can take one small look really quick just to see. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and debug this in the next episode. I just want to get these components done. Oh, this should be logged in follower list with an ER. Let's go ahead and save that and let's take a look again. And now that looks a lot better. So now the only person following us is Morty. The rest of these are fine. Obviously, these ones are followers, so they follow me. So that is looking a lot better. This still works. And then now I'm guessing we're just not checking user ID somewhere here whenever we're mapping this. Let me just take one more small look to see if we can get myself out of here. So this is inside of our following, I believe. So followers, you know, profile followers, profile following. So whenever we map, what we can go ahead and do is, maybe I just straight up forgot to add this, but we're going to go ahead and check if user, and I think maybe we have to check 2 things. So if user is not, and do we pass in profile user in here, or do we have profile user? We do. So we're going to go ahead and see first if profile user is not equal to user, and we're going to go ahead actually and logged in dot user ID not equal to user dot user ID. If that's the case, we'll go ahead and return this. We might need to check to make sure this isn't undefined. So logged in question mark, and this would be, we'll go ahead and say user ID on this just to be safe. User ID question mark dot user ID. Otherwise we'll return nothing, and we might need to do this for a couple other places. But let's go ahead and take a look at that following list again. And I broke it. Terrific. So that was incorrect. Let's see here. What if we just say logged in dot user ID is not equal to user dot user ID? There we go. So we might still need to do a little bit more work on that, because technically I think it's actually followers list that is, you want to show yourself on someone else's, so it might be okay. But now we don't have ourselves in here and it looks a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. It's not going to be that long of an episode, I don't think, after we take out all the debugging, but we definitely don't have time to do more stuff. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Everything helps out here with YouTube algorithm. And then if you guys do want to see where we start from absolute scratch to get to the point we are now, there's going to be a video playlist linked in the end card right after this. So that being said, y'all, hope you have a great day. This has been Ethan, or Unknown Coder, and I'll see you all in the next video.